Welcome to Joseph Rosendo's Travelscope, where you join us as we accept the world's invitation to visit.
Woohoo! Happy traveling!
Today on Travelscope, I follow Taiwan's Central Cross Island Highway to Mountain Beauty and Taroko National Park and began my explorations of Taiwan's mountain villages, indigenous cultures, and ethnic minorities.
Joseph Rosendo's Travelscope is made possible by EVA Air flies to some of the world's most interesting places and all major cities in Asia. We offer premium economy class in its own separate cabin, serving both business and leisure travelers. EVA Air, a Star Alliance member. And no jet lag. Jet lag prevention.
Taiwan is an island country of almost 24 million people, and about a third of them live in the north in the Taipei metropolitan area, which includes its bustling capital, Taipei City. The capital boasts towering skyscrapers, historic monuments, lively markets, unique museums, and thousands of shops, restaurants, and cafes. Yet Taiwan is much more than Taipei. Much of the nation lives in small villages, and a majority of its land is mountainous, with rivers, valleys, and gorges cutting through it, and more than 150 islands surrounding it. There are many paths to explore, and on my 10th journey through Taiwan, I head out on one of the most scenic highways in the world to new natural and cultural adventures. The drive along Taiwan's eastern coast from Suao to Huailin is considered one of the most scenic drives in the world. And when you come here to the Qingchoi Lookout, you can understand why. And then just glance your right up to these towering mountains, and you'll get a little taste of what we can expect out of our Taroko National Park experience. 70% of Taiwan is mountainous, with 286 peaks close to 10,000 feet. In 1914, during Japan's 50-year rule, a road to traverse the island's central mountain range and give the invaders military access to its rebellious indigenous tribes was begun. In 1956, Chiang Kai-shek's recently arrived Chinese nationalists took up the task. The Taroko Arch, gateway to Taroko National Park, commemorates the completion in 1960 of Taiwan's Central Cross Island Highway, one of the world's great engineering feats. It took 5,000 men digging, boring, and blasting every day for 4 years to build the 119-mile-long Cross Island Highway. The cost was dear. The Eternal Spring Shrine memorializes the sacrifice of the 226 workers who gave their lives for the effort. Their names are engraved in its walls. In Taiwan, nature is king. The country has 9 national parks and many scenic and recreation areas. Taroko National Park, established in 1986 around the 12-mile-long Taroko Gorge, is the most famous and popular. Taroko National Park is a hiker's paradise. There are 75 trails, and each of them have their own specific attraction. Now here along the Swallow Grotto Trail, you get to walk along and experience the power of the Liwu River, who carved out the Taroko Gorge more than 250 million years ago. And you also get to feel the alchemy of nature. This is where limestone becomes marble. With so many to choose from, your next trail is never far away. Taiwanese government makes it easy for you to enjoy the beauty of Taroko National Park. Here on the Shakadan Trail, they have these overlooks They hang right over the river. They're really beautiful. And every trail differs according to difficulty. This one is like walking down a sidewalk in your hometown. I mean, it's accessible to everyone, all ages, and all capabilities. The Shakadan Trail, as well as many of the other trails and roads in Taroko National Park, and in fact throughout Taiwan, was originally built to serve the Japanese during their 50-year occupation of the island, 1895 to 1945. This one led to a dam which served a hydroelectric plant they had here. Every trail in Taroko National Park has its special quality. The Shakadan Trail is noted for getting you close to the river, where you can appreciate the turquoise color of the water and its many rapids. This tunnel was originally constructed as part of a hydroelectric plant that Taiwan Electric was going to put in here. And they received such pushback from the local community and other people in Taiwan for the destruction of what was in the process of becoming a national park that they shut it down. So now it just ends up being an interest way to the Bayan Trail. The Bayan Trail could also be called one of Taroko National Park's nature trails because there's so much good information they give you along the way about the park's flora. The Taroko National Park, and in fact, Taiwan, is always full of surprises. The Bayan Waterfall is certainly one of them. Its torrent dashes down 3,000 feet from high. I wonder if it's the Milky Way that falls from the sky. Li Bai. The Taiwanese like their nature with a healthy dose of comfort, which is why among the park's lush forests, towering peaks, deep canyons, and rushing rivers, there's a 5-star hotel. The Silk's Place Taroko offers a base for hikers exploring the park, as well as an introduction to the cultural traditions of the Truku, aka Taroko tribe, one of Taiwan's 16 indigenous groups. Taiwan has about 500,000 Yuan Chuming, original people, thought to have migrated from what is now Easter Island, Madagascar, and New Zealand thousands of years ago. After decades of suppression by the Japanese and assimilation, they now make up just 2% of Taiwan's population. While picturesque, my previous park hikes were appetizers compared to the main course, the Zuelu Old Trail. With an altitude gain of about 2,600 feet and featuring a heart-stopping path carved into the face of Zuelu Cliff, it is the park's signature hiking track. I meet up with park ranger Sandra Yu, who, by way of encouragement, pins me with the official Taroko National Park souvenir. Thank you. Let's go.
The river is heading to the Pacific Ocean.
It's heading to the ocean that way, right?
Yeah. This is the Liu River.
This is the Liu?
That's where the Swallow Grotto Trail is.
We were there just the other day. Sandra, this rope is handy.
Yeah, it helps.
Keeps people connected to the trail.
Yeah.
This is a little rougher than some of those other trails we've taken. Unlike most of Taroko National Park's trails, the Zuelu O Trail is only accessible to the hardy and healthy who have applied for a permit. Obstacles include steep and rugged terrain, changing weather, poisonous bugs and snakes, and the risk of rockfall. Is it worth it? You bet it is.
Sandra, how many people are able to do this hike every day?
Weekdays, 96 people, and then holiday, 156 people are allowed to enter
A day?
this trail. Yes.
The entire Telly Award road is actually about 6 miles, but the only part that you can do now, because of it being damaged further up, is less than 2 miles. So it really isn't that long, but the elevation gain is about 2,500 feet. So take it easy, drink plenty of water. And take time to take in the beauty, please. It looks like somebody's living here.
Yeah, this is Batagang's outpost, police station's entrance.
Sandra, I understand this Japanese police outpost was part of the barbarian pacification plan. That sounds very, very dangerous.
Yes.
It's part of the war?
Yep, it was in 1914, the Taroko battle between the Japanese and the Taroko tribe. And they built this outpost, so there has a police station and guest house, clinics, and also indigenous school. This is where the guest house is.
Ah. Yeah, so these ruins go back to early 1900s.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
I love these suspension bridges on the trails here in Taroko.
Wonderful.
What kind of rock are we walking on here?
It's marble.
Ah, marble. The Rock of Taroko.
Yes.
Where's Michelangelo when we need him?
Telly Old Trail reminds me of mountaineering's 3 rules. It's always further than it looks, it's always taller than it looks, and it's always harder than it looks.
It is.
Ah, a little flat piece of ground here.
Yeah.
Or almost flat.
Yeah, after that steep climb.
Yeah. Beautiful hike.
Yes, beautiful.
This is spectacular. Spectacular.
Beautiful.
You know, this is so bad.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be much worse. This is really
Nice.
big, wide trail, at least 3 feet wide. This is nice. Oh, I see. We aren't there yet. Wow.
Yeah.
And so it begins. Sandra, this really gives me a sense of what it would be like to be a mountain climber. Because
Yeah.
we're not hanging from ropes or doing it without ropes, but you get the sense of being in the mountains here. Look how amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
It's so beautiful up here.
Yeah, I'll meet you up ahead.
Okay.
Think about it, now that you're up here with me, what it took to build this path. This path was originally a Taroko tribe path and had been for centuries, connecting their lands. When the Japanese came in and their occupation was, they were here for 50 years, they wanted a path to connect the 2 mountain ranges for military reasons. The Japanese workers would not do it, completely freaked out. So they got the Taroko tribe people, who they had subdued in a battle which they basically destroyed most of the tribe, to build it for them. And the way they did it was hanging down the face of the cliff until they found a place where they could create a foothold, and then worked that foothold until they created a small path. Pretty dangerous operation. Back in the tunnel, There's a Buddha, which is in commemoration of the 37, probably many, many more tribespeople that died here. But the interesting thing is this path was used for military reasons, but it was also used for tourist reasons in the 1930s for Japanese tourists during the occupation. And now if you really want to have a feeling of what a 2,500-foot drop looks like, it feels like, come with me. Sandra, end of the line, 3.1 kilometers into a 10-kilometer hike.
Yes.
But we have to end here. You know, that's not very long. That's less than 2 miles. But, you know, the fact is that you're going straight uphill the whole way.
Yes.
So it seems very, very long. But it's a wonderful climax.
Yes.
This cliff face is extraordinary. How old is Taroko National Park?
Established in 1986.
Wow. Was it the first national park in Taiwan?
No, it was the third.
And how many national parks are there in Taiwan?
There are 9 national parks.
9. Yeah, I know Kenting down in the south. I know several others. And then you also have recreation areas. In here in Taiwan, what is the purpose of the national park? Does it have a mission?
Yes, it provides recreation information for tourists. Right. And then we also would like to reserve all the diversities of the different plants and all the nature things here.
So there's a conservation and a recreation aspect to the national parks here in Taiwan.
You're right.
So there's sightseeing, there's hiking, there's of course some nice accommodations here. Now for people who have not been here, people coming from out of the country, why should they come to Taroko National Park?
Because this 92,000 hectares is almost 3.4 times of the city of Taipei.
Wow.
And this huge area. But the best part is because the Marble Gorge, and also it has a beautiful 27 mountains within the 100 best peak in Taiwan. Taroko National Park is the #1 tourist attraction. If you've never been to Taroko Gorge, that means you've never been to Taiwan. You got to come to Taroko Gorge.
Thank you so much.
Very
good.
Good. Thank you.
After recovering from the previous day's efforts, over a cozy cup of tea, I paused to appreciate Taroko's mountain beauty before continuing my journey on Taiwan's Central Cross Island Highway. The Taroko tribe has inhabited the Liu River Valley for hundreds of years. Formerly a hunter-gatherer and head-hunting people, in the Central Mountain Range, they became farmers and famous for their feats of daring as cross-island highway construction workers. I come across them repairing the road and creating a traffic pause where unexpected local encounters may happen.
Not only was Taiwan's Central Cross Island Highway a major engineering feat to create, it continues to be a major engineering feat to maintain. Because of the incidence of typhoons and seismic activity on Taiwan from time to time, the road is always in the need of shoring up or repair. So expect delays and make the most of it. Take in some unexpected sightseeing. Oh, what's this? So this is beetle nut?
This is beetle nut. He just told you this is Taiwanese chewing gum.
Taiwanese chewing gum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's not very as flavorful as chewing gum. It's a little bitter. Does it make you high or give you any energy or what?
这个嚼这个槟榔会让你嗨吗？还是会有身体会发热 ？Yeah, it gives you like this natural heat coming in from
Oh, so it warms you up.
Warms up.
Warms you up up here in the mountains in this hot thing. Mmm. Good. Good. Oh, very good. And now he's brought me out another little treat. What? Good.
台湾白酒
Oh, very warm, very warm.
感觉杀手
Yes. Good man. 谢谢.
Highway 8, Taiwan's 119-mile-long Central Cross Island thoroughfare, brings many of Taiwan's mountain treasures to travelers. Within the 355 square miles of Taroko National Park, the scenic route leads me to the 3,000-year-old Bilu Divine Tree, which graces a wayside stop, and to Wuling, the highest point on Taiwan's highway system.
In Taiwan, every Taiwanese red cypress tree is special. If they're more than 1,000 years old, they are sacred. When the Japanese occupied Taiwan in 1895, there were hundreds of thousands of sacred trees. Their number was soon decimated by the Japanese and by decades of logging here in Taiwan. Logging is now illegal in Taiwan, and there are still a couple of hundred sacred trees that can be found in forest preserves or in random locations like this one along the central Cross Island Highway. This tree here is 160 feet high, 12 feet in diameter, and is more than 3,000 years old. Seeing these trees is reason enough to come to Taiwan. Located in the Huangshan National Forest Recreation Area, one of 18 National Forest Recreation Areas in Taiwan, Huan Wuling is the highest point on Taiwan's roads. You drive through the clouds to 10,744 feet, and from there, depending on the time and the season, it's possible to see brilliant sunrises, a sea of clouds, or snow. It's a don't miss detour from Route 8, the Central Cross Island Highway.
Taiwan's rapid rise as an economic Asian tiger in the last half of the 20th century created a hyper-stressed city population longing for the joys of a more natural and simpler life. Begun in 1998, today more than 200 leisure farms throughout the country offer rural settings, traditional folk activities, creative cuisines, and do-it-yourself arts and crafts, which complement Taiwan's mountain beauty, villages, and cultures experiences.
As an example of a renewed local interest in Taiwanese culture and country, there are a number of farms in Taiwan, which are basically farms/resorts, that give the Taiwanese an opportunity to take in high mountain views and countrified activities such as sheep shearing. In this case, there's a theater where they can watch a sheep shearing activity in a pastoral setting. So this is a kind of revert to the land and a kind of anti-city way for the Taiwanese to reconnect to a heritage and a past way of living here in Taiwan. It really is lovely here. You know, this is really nice because you may not have an interest or the inclination or the capabilities of taking a walk in Taroko National Park, but you can come here and gain appreciation of nature. And it's fun.
Thank you for joining me on my Taiwan Mountain Beauty, Villages, and Cultures adventure. In part 2 of my journey, I leave the forested heights, but I continue my explorations of Taiwan's small cultural mountain villages in order to discover more of Taiwan's original people through their food, arts and crafts, and customs and traditions. I try my hand at indigo cloth dyeing with the Hakka people, witness traditional Taiyan weaving, and participate in the equally somber and joyous Pasta Ai Festival of the indigenous Sasiet tribe, a festival of blessing, atonement, and forgiveness. Until next time, this is Joseph Rosendo reminding you of the words of Mark Twain. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. Happy traveling.
Joseph Rosendo's Travelscope is made possible by EVA Air flies to some of the world's most interesting places and all major cities in Asia. We offer premium economy class in its own separate cabin, serving both business and leisure travelers. EVA Air, a Star Alliance member. And no jet lag. Jet lag prevention. for a DVD of today's show or any of Joseph's Travelscope adventures, call 888-876-3399 or order online at Travelscope.net. You can also email us at tv@travelscope.net.
Now that we've traveled through Taiwan's Taroko National Park together, learn more at Travelscope.net, where you can follow my worldwide adventures through my magazine, blog, podcast, and social media. Stay in touch, 888-876-3399, or TV at Travelscope.net.
You guys are swaying. You're swinging.
No swing. Be careful.
Well, just when your legs get tired, you can use your arms.
Yeah.
Perfect.
My gosh, this is unreal. And there is no guardrail.
This is insane. That's pretty close to the edge there.